Khadijah Pinardi, selamat malam dan welcome to my podcast. Name of my podcast is Oni Bibin. So you can talk in English or in Bahasa. Both is okay. My interest is that I've been here actually to attend one of your class or one of your meeting related with venture capital or startup. Please share with us what you have done this evening on that meeting so that I can discuss with you for our conversation.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Oni, for having me today. I'm Khadijah. I'm the daughter of Khadijah Pinardi. Today, I'll be sharing more about the event that we did this evening. So, this event is about we discuss about the landscape, the current landscape in Indonesia, and what is the VC looking for currently, and how media is shaping the trend, and what was the connection between the media and the current trend and the future trend as well. Yeah, so we were very thankful that we have guests from North Star Venture, one of the biggest private equity venture capital in Indonesia. Pak Carlson, he's the managing director. He's a Singaporean, but he's been in Indonesia for 12 years so far. And we also have been honored to have a guest, Pak Soeb. He's the director of SMU Overseas Center Jakarta. So the two of them were our main speakers today, and I was the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Khadijah. So you are the organizer of the meeting for VC. We'll talk about what shaped the trend of venture capital and startup today and in the future.
In the future, yeah, correct.
And you speak that one of the speaker is North Star.
North Star Venture.
Is that the North Star VC that was also one of the early VC for Gojek?
Correct, that is North Star Venture.
Owned by Patrick Waluyo, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so SMU, what is SMU?
What is SMU? SMU Singapore Management University. We are one of the big three schools in Singapore. We're supported by the government. We're half public, half private. And I recently graduated from SMU School of Economics. Yeah.
So, SMU Singapore Management University.
Yeah, it's a very new university.
Very new.
So, yeah.
I think in the last 10 years, 20 years?
This year we are 25.
25 years already.
Years, yeah.
So, what is your relationship with the SMU?
What is my relationship? Right now, I'm helping with the SMU LKY Global Business Plan Competition.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's one of the biggest student entrepreneurship competition in the world. So we're attracting students from MIT, Harvard, those big names.
Wow!
Yeah.
So SMU doing the competition and they will attract the participant from MIT, Harvard.
So the theme for this year is Urban Sustainability and Solutions.
Yep.
Yeah, so there are themes like climate tech, urban solutions, and then health tech, a lot of things. So all those focus areas fall under the urban sustainability and solutions. So if you have any startup ideas under that, so we have two categories. One is pre-revenue, when one is after revenue. So everyone is welcome to join.
What is pre-revenue and after revenue? What's that mean?
So pre-revenue is, for example, you have a business idea that you believe that is viable and is market ready, and you have a research backing a particular idea, solving problems under the urban sustainability and solutions. Then you can, you're welcome to apply.
So meaning is the pre-revenue meaning is just the business idea,
just the business
then
idea.
You can also participate in the competition.
As long as you have research on it, as long as you have a backing,
And then for the post-revenue meaning it's already
incorporated.
PT, LTD,
until Series A, up to Series A.
Up to Series A.
Yeah.
Up to Series A, meaning Series A it's included.
Yes, correct.
In Serie A meaning the funding is like $1 million.
Yeah, I think it's, if I'm not wrong, it's 1 to 3, 1 to 5.
1 to $3 million. So pre-Serie A, it's okay, yeah. So
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So seed capital, that is also another level.
That will come to our second, the after revenue category.
Okay. So you have two series, yeah. So you have
Two categories. Yeah.
For Indonesian participant, what is your prediction? How many will participate and which university going to participate?
So we are currently doing the roadshow in Indonesia. We're hoping to attract many talents because we believe that Indonesia has this pool of talents that have both potentials and the capability to join as well. That's why we're here to wanted to attract them. Yeah, we believe that there will be students from Universitas Indonesia, from Prasetya Mulia, we just visited them this morning, and then Binus, ITB, UGM. Yeah.
So you're going to do some roadshow to all the top universities in Indonesia.
Correct.
How long it will take? How many days?
5 days.
5 days. And have you been also around the world roadshow for telling about the competition?
Yeah, recently I went to Japan to share the competition to Kyoto University, Nagoya University, and Keio University, one of the top business schools in Japan. Yeah, so I'm very thankful.
That is really big competition for startup.
Very big competition.
What is the prize? And then, is this the first time or how many times already?
Oh, so this is our 12th edition. So we begin in 2001.
Yep.
Yeah, last edition we attracted about more than 1,000 submissions.
1,000 submissions
from 77 countries.
Okay, wow.
From 1,100 universities. Yeah.
Wow, that's big.
It's a big.
And
it's our past edition.
Because as far as I know, I never heard about this. Also, there is no similar competition in Indonesia with that scale.
Yeah, I believe that we are one of the biggest in Southeast Asia that it has this big of scale.
Okay, so it's good. Because normally in the world you have a lot of competition.
Yeah, and
I know Bekraf, Badan Ekonomi Kreatif, Indonesian Kreatif, organize this type of competition for startup. I think I'm one of the facilitator. I think 10 years ago. 10 years ago the winner going for World Cup series for competition, and they sent it to Silicon Valley.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Because my friend was organizer at the time. My friend is Herwanto Sidik Prabowo. He is the deputy director for startup competition
in Indonesia.
In Bekraf, I think it's 10 years ago. It was conducted in Telkom building. But I do not know. That's as far as I know one of the biggest, but not like SMU competition, the LKY, because it's 1,000 submission.
Yeah, we're holding
and 77 countries.
77 countries.
Wow, it's very big. And how come that you are responsibility for this type of competition?
A friend of mine, Pranav, he's the student leader of this competition. So he invited me to come to be in his team, responsible for the Southeast Asian region.
So you are responsible for Southeast Asia region only?
Correct. And then I got pulled into Japan team as well to help another friend.
Then because of that, you can also run the world, go to Japan and other countries. So actually, there are some people like you that travel around the world to show about this competition.
So we have teams traveling to the US, traveling to the UK as well.
So what is the expectation of the competition itself?
What is the expectation? So we're hoping to see startups and student professors maybe who can help to tackle deep tech problems with their solutions.
So this is considered as deep tech?
Yeah, considered deep tech. That is the one thing that we're hoping to achieve out of this competition, is to find the deep tech talents, deep tech solutions as well.
So deep deep tech is one branch of deep tech is AI.
Yeah.
So, but it's not only AI.
Not only AI.
It's deep tech. Okay.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest incentive why people are coming from all over the world is the big prize pool that we have. So for the
Big prize.
big prize pool.
What is the prize?
The previous edition we have $2 million.
$2 million. Okay.
This edition we have $1 million and still counting. Yeah.
Okay, now it's $1 million. Okay, $1 million. $1 million is 15 million rupiah. That's for the first winner, or for the whole.
It's a prize pool. So, for
Okay.
example, say you win the first place for the pre-revenue category. That will be $100,000. However, you can win other prize categories as well. Yeah, so for example,
Okay.
Each of our sponsors, we have Wavemaker Venture as one of our partners. They will give their prize is up to $300,000. So it depends on each sponsor.
Other than the prize, so it's quite normal for startup competition that the winner will be funded by venture capital, angel investor, or in case of Singapore, I know here in Indonesia, other than SMU, there is a Block 71.
Yeah, but 71 is from
71.
NUS.
They are also there.
You mean
They are
in the
participating.
competition?
Yeah.
No, not.
So this is just SMU.
SMU, yes.
Okay, okay. Because normally they have a different type of competition. And what is your background that what background that you can relate to
Entrepreneurship.
SMU and entrepreneurship? What's your background?
Thank you for asking. So I'm an entrepreneur myself. I'm currently building a startup with a couple of co-founders. So it is a platform to help SMEs in Indonesia generate sustainability report. We recently
Sustainability report.
Why sustainability report? Because we believe that by helping them to their sustainability report, they can get access to green loans, and also they can export their products to the European region. Yeah.
Wow. So you yourself, what is your background, education background?
I graduated from SMU School of Economics. I have Bachelor of Science in Economics.
Bachelor of Science in Economics, not in business or in entrepreneurship.
No.
Okay. So what you think related with the economics and the startup?
What's the relation? I think my degree in economics overall helped me how to curate my thoughts, how to understand data as well. For example, from this pool of data, what are the insights that we can take? Yeah, for example, we decided to tackle this particular problem is because we realized there's a gap in the market. Yeah.
Since you mentioned about the economic, in SMU, you need to take like a thesis, undergraduate thesis?
No, in SMU is optional, so as long as we clear all of our modules.
So, because actually I'm interested, what is your thesis on economics?
No, I didn't read any.
Okay. So, what is your take for entrepreneurs? Because I want to relate what subject the thing can relate from economic to entrepreneurship, because normally people in economic taking like the major in macroeconomic, and then entrepreneurship is like a special branch for management to organize something and then to do startup.
I first got introduced to entrepreneurship first by my dad, because he's an entrepreneur himself as well. And second is I got an internship in a startup incubator in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh. Yeah, so that was my first introduction.
So you've been in Vietnam and doing startup incubator?
I was there for three months.
So in Indonesia, it's well known the Y Combinatoric. That's in US. So it's one of the
the biggest.
Yeah, I think previously I teach at SBM. They have also Greater Hub. So there is another incubator, but university normally in small scale. But you have also, of course, we mentioned already the Patrick Waluyo, what's the name again?
North Star?
North Star, and that's, even though they are more venture capital, I think it's not an incubator. There is probably Pak Kiwi is.
Pak
another incubator company.
Right.
But how is the landscape in Singapore for venture capital and startup?
Oh, I think it's very robust. Why? Because Singapore is believed to be not only the financial hub in Southeast Asia and Asia as well, but also for startups to grow. I think we have about, if I'm not wrong, it's about more than 4,000 startups happening there. We have a few hundreds of VCs present in Singapore as well.
How many? 400 VC?
I think more than 200.
More than 200 VC.
Yeah.
So you have that database on the name of the VC, how much they have to invest in?
I've learned the data of how much money is being invested in the market in Singapore, but not exactly like how.
So you have the data. How many?
I learned from, I think it's published by the Enterprise SG.
So you have the Enterprise SG. So Indonesia is like bankrupt Badan Ekonomi Kreatif. Wow. So you have the data of all the Singapore?
Yeah, it's actually available online.
Oh, there's also available. How many startups? How many VC? And
what's the current landscape?
How many amount that they have invested?
Yeah, like the current trend.
Then the current trend, wow.
Yeah, and which direction the Singapore government is supporting this startup ecosystem towards.
Okay, what is the current trend then?
The current trend?
Yeah.
I would say Singapore is investing a lot of money in deep tech.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it will.
The deep tech is not only AI.
Yeah, there's a lot of
because a lot of people say now it's AI, deep sea, but Singapore doesn't have.
Singapore doesn't have?
Do Singapore have this type of AI platform like what we have? DeepSeek, the Grok, what's the name again? OpenAI. Do Singapore have this type of AI platform?
I have yet to discover any of such AI platform, but I know well that the big universities, they have government support in doing that research in deep tech, and not only AI. Yeah.
So that's it will be in an NTU, not in the SMU.
In NTU and NUS, yes.
NTU and NUS.
SMU is more of business school.
Yeah. I know SMU is the third or fourth university in Singapore that was collaboration with Wharton University.
Yeah, correct. We modeled our school. Yeah.
That's what I read, I think 10 or 15 years ago. Okay. So SMU is interested to business school, and that's why they set up the competition. It called LKY GVPC. Okay, Global Venture Capital Competition.
Global Business Plan Competition.
Global Business Plan Competition. Also, that's why it's pre-revenue because it's business plan.
Business plans.
So meaning a lot of students will participate because it's business plan competition.
Correct. Yeah, so our target is the young innovators, but we're quite flexible. So our only criteria is one of the team members of the startup has to be either current student, it could be master's student, PhD student, or recent graduates within 5 years.
What is the deadline?
The deadline is 31st March 2025.
31st March, okay.
Yeah, and we'll be flying the top 50 finalists to Singapore.
Top 50 finalists
all over the world. Yeah.
So what do you think? How many people do you think will be from Indonesia then?
Hopefully 20.
Okay, so I will post this at least before the end of February. So that a lot of people will watch and will participate.
I think it's a very good opportunity. Why? Because we're not only offering the prize money for the winner, but also offering mentorship by the top corporate leaders in Singapore, and also mentorship with VC. We have VC hours, where we can connect everyone with those VCs, the top VCs in Singapore.
Now, I want to know, what is life in Singapore?
What is life in Singapore?
Yeah, because I know you went there because you want to study at SMU. You finish your education, and you stay there. Because in Indonesia currently there is a trend what they call keluar negeri aja dulu. I think a lot of people mimicking the story keluar negeri aja dulu. One of the country of destination it's Singapore. Yeah, there is not Singapore, German, but one of the country it's Singapore. There is a story of Singapore. Do you think life in Singapore it's really enjoy, really satisfaction than life in Indonesia?
Thanks for the question, Pak Oni. I believe that both has its own positive and negative, but I'm thankful for my life in Singapore, but I'm also thankful for my life in Indonesia. I believe that coming to Singapore is such a privilege to be able to learn from so many people, to connect with so many people as well, and to get all the support that I got throughout the years. And right now, for example, I'm building my startup in Singapore because I have the venue to build it. Yeah, right now we're incubated by the SMU incubation program. And like in Singapore, I get to try a lot of things like windsurfing, sailing. I'm a sailor now.
I'm surprised because what normally I met the Singaporean life, they said they are a bit stressed because the life is so hectic, a lot of things to do, and sometimes they need to have 2 or 3 jobs to have a decent life. But then today, because of the trend in Indonesia, the young generation want to prefer keluar negeri aja dulu, and that's why I ask you, and you really love to stay in Singapore, and probably some younger Indonesian will also following your footsteps to go to Singapore. And there is a trend in news. Every year, 1,000 Indonesian change their nationality. So what is your comment on this?
What is my comment? For me, myself, I wouldn't change my nationality because I'm I wasn't born in Indonesia. I was born in Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, due to my parents' occupation. But yeah, I was raised in Indonesia for 17 years, and I believe that I should eventually come back to the country and contribute. Hopefully, I'll be given the chance to contribute. Yeah, and my thoughts on kabur aja dulu. I believe that the intention itself is important. For example, if your intention is to study as much as you can, to learn from other people, then that's great.
So what will you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years? Hopefully I'll be doing my master's in business and law. Finger crossed. Hopefully Indonesia government will want to support me. Win win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even though you are abroad, you still plan to do your master degree and come back to Indonesia?
I think given the privilege that I was given with, I have to contribute back with what I can. So hopefully I will continue overseas, living life abroad for the next 7-10 years. Then I'll come back to Indonesia when I can contribute more.
So 7 to 10 years, we will see that you will be back in Indonesia after you have your master degree, MBA,
and some work experience as well.
And some experience.
I think it's about 10 years.
Okay, so the future. Now, what will you say to younger generation of
What
you
do I say?
on life, on education, and career?
My younger self.
Yeah.
Okay, Khadijah, keep and continue believing in yourself. Trust that things will work out, and pursue education as well. Because everything will reap out, and the more you study, the more you learn, the more you'll be able to give back to the society. The more you can contribute back as well. So studying is always good. Learning, because there's this trend called lifelong learning now. So I think studying is quite inevitable, even for you also, Pak Oni.
for everybody actually.
Yeah, for everybody.
Because AI disrupt everything and it's new for everybody.
Yes, new
For generation X, Y, Z, and the new generation. AI is still new. That's why lifelong learning, it's really the key.
We have no option but to keep learning.
I agree. So that's why we want to learn from you. your experience in Singapore, because in my time I thought that Singapore is very hectic life, but now today it seems to me that Singapore is very enjoying. Then a lot of Indonesian young generation like to keluar negeri aja dulu. That's why that's my interest or question in Indonesia today. Now it's maybe you can say something in short time about your competition, and then after that I will close the session.
Okay, so everyone who's into entrepreneurship, who wants to make change, who see a pain points and you want to address it in your local community, you can start by joining competition because it's totally free registration wise. Like there's nothing to lose, so there's only to gain and win. So yeah, do join our competition because I believe that is a good opportunity for you to meet bright minds out there in the world. So you can share insights with them and to connect with them, and you can get insights from leaders as well, investors as well. Yeah, and I believe it's a great opportunity for the young talent. So I hope as many young talents as possible will join this event.
Khadijah Pinardi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Joining my podcast and sharing your experience and also sharing your competition. Good luck for your life and for your Global LKY Business Plan Competition.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.